Hi, my name is Greg Slattery, drive school bus for Hicksville Schools.
I am Mike Ruin, Treasurer, Hicksville Schools.
Hi, I'm Mr. Yoder. I graduated from 2014 from Hicksville High School.
My name is Brian Zedike. I graduated from Hicksville High School in '86.
Hi, I'm Paula Campbell. I joined the military in 2002 and I served in the United States Army as a reservist.
My name is Ed Foster, and I spent my time in the U.S. Army, and I was drafted and in for 2 years.
I served 5 years in the Army National Guard from 2015 to 2020, and I did a deployment to the Middle East, a year-long deployment in 2017.
I was in the United States Army Reserves. I spent 6 years in that.
I was one of those young men that didn't know what he wanted to do with his life, so I joined the Army. Spent 12 years traveling the world and loved every minute of it.
I joined the United States Army right after high school. I graduated from here. Probably the main reasons I joined was not so patriotic as it was a recession, there was no jobs, and I had no chance of going to college. So they had the GI Bill. Between no jobs and a GI Bill, I thought it'd be a good idea to take advantage of going into service.
Something that I learned in the military that really has stuck with me through adulthood has just been discipline. Doing things that when you don't want to do them is one of the successful keys to life. Because some days you have motivation and some days you don't. On those days where you don't have motivation, that discipline has to kick in.
Something that I've learned in the military that has stayed with me is the incredible value of human life, how important each day is, what a gift each day is, and how important it is to live life to the fullest because each day is a blessing.
My 4 years in the Army and in combat engineers changed me in that I became more tenacious, and it sounds passe, but you become mission driven. When you're in the military, you actually give up some of your freedom so you can protect other people's freedom. And there's no such thing as overtime. There's no such thing as missing work. So I think it made me become a more tenacious, more driven person, no matter what I did. When I got out, went to college, in my work life, I think that it helped me. It helped my drive, and it helped me succeed, and it continues to.
I think what I learned probably was a better sense of responsibility, for one thing, and the other thing I did learn was, which is true in the military, at least it was when I was there, is hurry up and wait, which means you have to have patience.
I think one of the biggest things I've learned was respect. Obviously, from day one at basic training, you're taught respect pretty quick, and that just sticks with you. It's not only respect for those that are in charge of you, but just respect for your fellow soldier or anybody. And I use that every day here, even just driving a bus.
Serving in the military changed me personally. I would say just being thankful for what we have here in Hicksville, in the United States. Going over to the Middle East and Jordan and seeing how they have to live over there just makes you really appreciative for what we have here, all the things that we take for granted, going to school, speaking our minds freely. Those things are just, we're so lucky to be here in the States and to have those things.
I joined the military and I deployed, and people were very different from each other. My best friend in Afghanistan was a girl from the inner city in New York. She was 24, she had never driven a car, and I realized that life is so much better the more variety there is.
That's a tough question for me to answer. It affected my whole life.
You know, it just gave me a direction and made me who I am today. I'm a very proud grandfather of 8 kids, and a wife of 39 years, proud father of 3 children. So it just gave me what I have today. It just showed me how to be a man and live the life the best I could, and respect our country and believe in that everything that it was founded on.
The biggest thing changing me as a person, in a sense, is my pride towards the United States. Just a greater respect for our country.
Something that's I've learned in the military stayed with me was I was shipped overseas to Germany. 19, 20-year-old kid, had barely been out of the tri-state area, and I ended up being stationed in Berlin, West Berlin. At that time, it was a divided city. In '61, the communists had built a wall around the British, French, and American sectors. So if you could imagine a city about the size of Chicago, and half of it having a wall and a minefield around it. They built that city to keep their East German citizens from seeking freedom in the West, and that really stuck with me. In the 2 years I was there, 3 people lost their lives trying to go from the east side to the west side, and that just made me an adamant supporter of democratic republics, capitalism, because I saw what socialism and communism does, and it enslaves their people.
I could run into somebody who's in the Navy, Air Force, Marines, whatever, and we can have a conversation. It's about the good times, the good old days, and it's just something that brings you together. It doesn't matter, like I said, what branch you're in. Marines say it the best: once a Marine, always a Marine. That can apply to Army too, as a soldier. Once a soldier, always a soldier. It's just something that sticks with you. We're just a tight-knit group. We love each other, and we would do anything for anybody.
Nighttime on guard duty and so forth, and out in the middle of nowhere, and you can hear the animals and you can see the stars, and it gives you a lot of time to reflect. And in that reflection, I've again thought about our country and the sacrifices that have been made, and it just kind of left a lasting impact on me.
Something I'd like students to understand about those who have served and who are currently serving is just the personal sacrifice that they have to make. There were so many birthdays, events, sporting events, family members that I had to miss, and that service members have to miss, just to go in and do their job and keep everyone safe here. So just something to be really appreciative of when you see a service member.
One thing that I personally hope that you might consider is that the greatest way that you could thank a veteran, in my opinion, is by going out and giving back, by trying to make a difference personally, by living your best life, by being of service to others. I think that's the way that maybe you can show your gratitude to a veteran, is by trying your best to make the world a better place.
I think students need to understand that those that serve, they basically come from all of you, from all walks of life. I mean, the kids that are seniors now are about the same age I was when I went in, and so it's about being more than yourself. It's about being part of a bigger thing, and veterans were just people just like in all walks of life that decided to answer the call. Some were drafted, some were joined. I joined, and so I think that's what the students need to know is, and if they're thinking about it, I would highly recommend it. It's not easy. In the end, you're a better person, and I think it changes you for life, and I think it really allows you to value your country. So you leave this place and you go other places and see how bad things can be. I think a lot of times we take advantage, we take for granted what we have in the United States. So that's what I would tell the students.
The sacrifices that our people have made individual sacrifices for the good of our country, and things like that. I think that's important. I think that is part of a sense of pride, of a sense of purpose. And if you're thinking about the option of the military, I think it's a great way to go. And would wish you luck, and I think it'd make you a better person.
Yeah, I would do it over again if I had to, and if I could. It was just an awesome opportunity, and you know, if there's anybody that feels like the military is their calling, don't hold back. If that's what you want to do, serve your country, it is the greatest feeling you could ever have.